Hello, my name's Clif. I'm basically a fundamental Christian. Gone to church my entire life. Read the Bible cover to cover. Very blessed to be able to study with men in California and New York, here in Texas. Some were from other countries. They came to Texas and met with me. They could speak different languages of the Hebrew, Greek, and maybe dead languages of Latin and Aramaic. But the thing is, they were all Christian, so they taught me a lot of things that was into my core beliefs. Well, it wasn't until the middle of 2020 that some spiritually significant things started happening to me, and it was they were unexplained to me. And so I'd go to some of these men that were my friends and say, "Hey, like, how do you explain this?" They couldn't explain it to me. So I'd go to other people and ask them, how do you explain this? Or how do you explain what's happening here? Time will tell. I wasn't getting a satisfactory answer. So I kept looking. I kept talking to people more and more, different kinds of people with different views other than Christianity. But it was just like in the Bible book of Daniel, when he saw an angel and talked to an angel, and the angel talked to him and gave him messages. That was happening to me. I was seeing angels. I was getting messages. I was getting visions. Wasn't just then, but still today. And then there was other strange, to me, and unexplained phenomena spiritually that was happening, and I just couldn't get any answers. So I searched and searched and searched. Led me to the Entelechea Center, where I met Rusty Barrier. Here's something unique. He's also a doctor. The best thing about this is, in 1 hour visiting with Dr. Rusty Barrier, I learned more about what was going on in my life than talking to people for an entire year. That impressed me. And in our first meeting, there was a spiritually significant event that happened as well. Rusty would explain it to me, was part of it. When I understood it for the first time, I felt like I had a real connection with it. It was beyond anything that I ever experienced. And then I said, "Hey man, look, I've been here for a minute. My feet been hurting me for a couple of days. I got a real pain in one of my feet, my left foot. Do you mind if I take my boot off and just rest it for a minute?" Rusty goes, "Hey, what's wrong with it?" So I told him. He goes, "I can fix that. Give me a minute." I still will never forget this. In seconds, a level 10, unbearable pain that I've had for 2 or 3 days quit. There was no pain. There was no pain at all. And I said, "Hey, man," I mean, sir, but I really said, "Man, hey, what did you just do to me? What happened?" Because literally it was seconds that the pain left. And y'all know what I mean if you've ever had real severe foot pain. In seconds it left. And he said something. I said, "You know what, man? I really think this is just a bunch of BS. Only I probably used a colorful expression instead of BS. Rusty remembers. But the most significant thing out of all that day that I met him, was he was non-judgmental. He didn't respond to my comment. He was non-condemnatory. He didn't try to explain things away and tell me, "Well, you know, this or that or the other. Give me some lame excuse." He didn't do that. He said, "Hey, look here, we're just here to help you. Not trying to change your beliefs. Not trying to make you believe in something you don't want to believe in. We're just here to help. Do you want to take a tour of the center?" I was like, man, what's up with this guy? But it made me feel like what Jesus said. He said, "All you people that are just beat up and toiling and loaded down and run over, come to me and I will lift your burden. You'll find refreshment in your souls." I felt that. I hadn't felt that ever. And I felt that. He was genuine. His smile was genuine. He made me feel welcome. So, immediately I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go look at your center with you. I was reluctant. Well, that's the reason for this interview today, because that happened 2 years ago. Since then, I've been a regular attendee here. I want to say that. There's no members here. It's just attendees, because, again, you can believe what you want. Well, Rusty immediately took me to this, through the center, introduced his wife. She's also Dr. Tricia Seymour. They believe the same thing. They act the same way. They have the same compassion. They have very similar levels of spirituality that they share with. That made me even more interested, and just the welcoming part of being here. So I wanted to learn more. for me, the kind of person I am, as much as I've studied and read, I needed to learn more. I need to learn more, so I've been regular here. Well, here I have explanations for what's going on. I understand things. I've seen phenomenal progress, not just in myself, but in others. For example, I just talked about my foot. One day I was working with my son, I hurt my shoulder. It's probably about the 10th time I hurt it. First time it was a torn rotor cuff, and I just keep injuring it. I come in, I was down like this. I was like, oh man, my shoulder hurts. But I didn't want to tell anybody because we were having a session to where people would get up and say, hey, my shoulder hurts and my neck hurts, or one lady, my back hurts, and the pain would immediately be gone away, immediately. So I didn't want to say anything. So at the end of that service, they said, if you hadn't said anything, didn't want to, if it was uncomfortable, just write it down on a card. Write it down on a card and we'll look at it. And maybe we can help you. That impressed me. Whatever they did with the cards, now I've learned to do it myself. They've trained us and showed us how to help others and ourselves. That pain went away. And here's the neat part. That was a year and a half ago. That pain hasn't come back. And I really injured that shoulder and have several times. And so I've seen other folks in the center as well with aches and pains or phobias or fears immediately leave with this healing modality. And that's what was introduced to me by Dr. Rusty Barrier. It's called Anu, A-N-U, Kri, K-R-I, which basically means God energy, basically. It's a healing modality in which energy healing modality in which it can immediately resolve issues. But it doesn't just work just on pain. It doesn't just work on phobias. It also works deeper, like a spiritually deeper understanding. Like now I know who I am. I've left the baggage, most of it. You know, if we ever all get to, I've left the problems that I've had. And it's not that I carry anger or hate or fear or grief with me at all. Not like that at all anymore. The spiritual energy level that I receive here, not just the physical, not just the mental clarity, but spiritually, means when you leave here, or at any time, just the visit, you want to do good to others. In fact, you can't do bad. You just want to do good. You want everybody to have a good day. Nobody can have a bad day. That's what Anakri energy healing does. It continues to work in your life day after day after day. The best thing about this, by far the best thing is that they've showed us how to use it. They've told us how to use it. And you really got to work on yourself to use it effectively and properly. But it's immediate and it works on you internally more than anything else. And for that, I wish everybody could just at least one time see what Anakri does.